Okay, so far I covered my introduction. I covered term limits. I covered the House Bill 76. And if I missed anything, I really want to apologize. But right now I want to cover the opioid addiction. You know, I researched the three main concerns of Pennsylvania voters, and property taxes obviously was number one. Pension plan crisis was up there, and the opioid addiction. And Pennsylvania is ranked 14th in the United States in opioid overdoses. If it makes you feel any better, West Virginia is number one. And people, well, how did this opioid addiction stuff even get started? Well, the pharmaceutical companies essentially went to the doctors and told them, you need to start prescribing more painkillers because they want the revenue from it. You're talking about a big lobbyist group and a lot of power the pharmaceutical companies have it. So instead of just prescribing it for like patients having surgery, or you're in hospice and you're pretty well ready to pass away and you're in a lot of pain, or you're just on for a short time and they weed you right off of it before you got addicted to it. Now they're just prescribing it for whatever. You got a pain in your elbow or pain in your knee or whatever the case may be, they're prescribing it. And what's happening is a lot of them, what they're doing is, let's say they live here in Pennsylvania, well, they can very easily go into Maryland, go to a doctor there, and they go to a pharmacy there, or West Virginia, or Virginia. So they can go around, and it makes it very, very easy to do that and to get these drugs. And essentially, the market's flooded with them. You can easily buy them out on the streets as well. But it's like anything else, you want to cut it. You want to cut the head off by the snake off by the head. And what you do is you got to start holding your pharmaceutical companies responsible. And frankly, the politicians in D.C. realize that we have this problem, and they need to start holding the pharmaceutical companies responsible for it as well. And maybe lawsuits. That scares them. They do it with the tobacco, and they can do it with this. But get back to the doctors prescribing it, and when a doctor goes to school for 12 years, they know what drugs are addictive and what drugs are not. And it would behoove them to understand what's going to happen. Just like Tiger Woods, he was on so many painkillers, he thought he was on Jupiter. He could have very easily died that night, and we would have lost a golfing legend over it. It's senseless, and it can be nipped in the butt very quickly, which is going to take politicians holding people accountable. It's going to take doctors saying, no, I'm not going to prescribe it. They don't owe the pharmaceutical companies anything. They took an oath to take care of their patients, to heal their patients, not get them addicted to drugs. And I cannot conceive any doctor wanting that on his or her resume. I don't understand it. It's something we can easily control. We can control with databases. So if they're trying to go to Maryland to go to a doctor over there and a pharmacist over there, we can track it. So so-and-so comes up with a red flag. Well, you got a doctor over here in Pennsylvania, and they prescribe this. They can make a phone call and they can get this stopped. And we're not going to do this. We're not going to give you this prescription. It acts on the same way as a driver's license. If you're suspended in Pennsylvania and you get pulled over in Nebraska, you're pulled over, you're suspended. It's all in the database. So to begin with, let's hold the pharmaceutical companies responsible. We need to put more regulations on them. The politicians need to fight them and get them off the backs of doctors, and doctors should not be prescribing them anyway, so we can hold them accountable. So this is something that I think can be very easily nipped in the butt real quick. But we got another drug now that Chinese is primarily manufacturing, is fentanyl. And of course, like with any other drug, I mean, they're making millions and millions of dollars off of it. This is so lethal. There was a police officer in Ohio that just got close to it, got his bloodstream, and almost died. And it's not enough that they're trading with North Korea at 40%. So we know they're really not much use for us there in trying to combat North Korea and their pursuit of launching missiles. So we know we can't depend on that. We also know that they like to devalue our dollar. We also know they like to cheat us on trade. Now they want to poison our youth. So, I mean, all of this stuff has got to stop, and we can stop. And it's going to stop there. In order to stop those drugs coming over the borders, we need to control our borders. That's just common sense. I mean, how can you be a sovereign state if we have no borders? We don't need open borders. We need borders. And that can nip it in the butt really quick. Put more border patrol agents, drones, anything. We have the technology. If there's a drug problem in the United States, is because obviously our politicians want the drug problem in the United States. It might sound negative, dark, but seriously, common sense would dictate that we could pretty much annihilate anything we want to annihilate. We can end everything that we want to end. If it continues on, there's a reason. Somebody's getting paid for it. Somebody's making a lot of money off of it. But yet, so many people are losing their lives. We value human life. That's what separates us from ISIS. We value human life. Whether it's an animal or human, we value life. And we can nip all these problems, take care of them, wipe them off the board as if they don't exist. But doctors do not need to be prescribing a painkiller because someone goes in there with a sore ankle. And if they do, it should be a very, very short period of time, not a long enough time for them to get addicted to it. And that's all I have to say about the opioid addiction and the fentanyl. It's just a matter of holding people responsible, holding the pharmaceutical companies responsible, holding the doctors responsible, and controlling our borders. And that's it. And that's all I'm going to say about this on this segment. Thank you.